Hey guys, welcome back to Maverick's Arcade. My name is Chuck, and today we're going to talk about taking the control panel off of the Arcade1UP NBA Jam Tournament Edition and prepping that for more mods and changing out the controls and joysticks. All right, so real quick update. When I had my heart attack about a year and a half ago, they took away my ADD medication. So while others may say I'm still smart, I felt like a Neanderthal, dragging my hands along the carpet and drooling out of my I mean, I felt just completely stupid, and that feeling also made it very difficult for me to get excited about doing any videos or doing anything more than what is the basics required of me. Go to work, go home, go to sleep. So I wanted to take a second to thank everyone for their kind words, but especially Len, James, Gary, and Joe. You guys would check up on me. Hey, haven't heard from you in a while. How you doing and stuff? And it really meant a lot to me, and I just wanted to make sure to say thank you guys for that. Now, the good news is a couple weeks ago, I was able to get my meds back, and my brain is working again, and I am feeling so much better. Solutions are rushing back to my head. I mean, I'd have issues at work that have been, stuck for like a year and a half, and I would not be able to come up with the solutions. But in the last couple weeks, I'll run into that problem, be like, oh crap, I don't know the solution to that issue. And then instantly I'm like, oh, this is the fix. So I've been crazy productive at work. And it's just been amazing because it's been so long since I've felt like myself. So with that, I'm also looking for ways to improve the channel. And for example, you may have noticed I have a little controller in my hand, and that's because I am actually trying to organize what I want to say in my videos beforehand so I don't just kind of ramble on. And also, I'm trying to figure out how to use my camera more effectively. My friend McLean was able to help me a lot with the settings and stuff, and I appreciate that, McLean. So, again, thank you. And finally, I'm trying to test out using a virtual set. Now, this is kind of the way we're starting. Nice empty space, soundproofing wall, wood floor. Very nice. And basically, I'm going to start adding some things in, and eventually all kinds of little Easter eggs that I'll basically ask you in the comments to tell me what you found or what's different about things. And I've also been looking for ways to try to improve my Patreon and like what exclusive features I can add without diminishing the quality of the normal videos I put up on YouTube. So if you guys have any ideas or suggestions beyond like, early release on there or some behind the scenes content. So like a lot of times when I do my montages and stuff, I'm thinking instead of just doing the montage, I could take that live video unedited and put that on Patreon as a behind the scenes sort of deal. So if you guys have any other ideas, let me know in the comments. But I'm also thinking of, just those kinds of ways to promote my Patreon and stuff. So back to today's topic. I purchased this NBA Jam Tournament Edition machine during COVID at the beginning when wood prices were ridiculous. So my thought was, other people are getting the 1UP machines. I needed another machine so I could test other operating systems, learn hyperspin and things like that. And I needed a platform to do it where I wouldn't have to constantly change my main arcade machine. So I picked this thing up on clearance for $100. I was like, this is perfect. It's got 4 joysticks, and I can do it for games like Simpsons, Ninja Turtles, things like that. So as you can see, the control panel has 3 buttons per player. It's got 4 joysticks, and it can do a lot of the retro standard games. So to remove this thing, the first thing you do is, basically it's the manual in reverse, but you undo the 4 screws, and once you have those 4 screws, then you unscrew the knobs from the joysticks and the little black discs that are underneath. You take all that off, and then we're going to remove the plexiglass. Then we're going to basically take that panel and flip it upside down. Now, on the underside, you can see there's a little connector thing for where the controller would hook up. Just make sure that wire's out. Obviously, it would be out already at this point, but there's 4 screws along the top. You want to remove those. And then on the side, you'll see 4 recessed screws. You want to get those out of there. And the same on the other side. And then there's going to be 1 extra one in the middle. So you want to get rid of all those screws and then just lift that cover off. And then you're going to see all the pre-made wires and stuff. And the first thing we want to do is snip all the zip ties with a pair of snippers or something like that. Just to, get them off of there out of the way. And we'll be right back because we got to talk about today's sponsor. Oh, that's right. We don't have a sponsor. That's just all me. So, as I was talking about, I'm trying to improve my Patreon because for me, it's really weird to ask for money or help with support because this is something I like to do. But then at the same time, there's things that I want to do, projects that I want to do that would cost money. For example, I already have light guns. So if I wanted to test Sinden light guns, I'd be buying something that I already have. But if you guys want me to test it, if I had support from the channel, that would definitely help me get those things. Now, so yeah, if you feel like you want to help support, definitely check out the Patreon. Also, if something helped you and you want to send a gift through Venmo or PayPal, you can use mavericksarcade@gmail.com. But again, I'm looking for how to improve the Patreon so I can actually give you something back for any support that you guys would have for the channel. So again, that's all. I just wanted to, like I said, it's really weird for me to ask for assistance or support or anything like that. But again, that's what most channels do. And that's where a lot of them make most of their money because I'm not even monetized on YouTube right now. So the first thing you guys can do is watch the movies all the way through. Don't skip through, or the episodes all the way through. Don't skip around because that's watch time, and I need to get that watch time up. And, the analytics like it more if people watch the whole video. Comment, like, subscribe. The usual. So, that all said, let's get back to the video. So once we got the panel, and all the zip ties have been removed, the next step we want to do is to remove the connectors from that little control board at the top and then remove the control board. And then when you go to get the little switches out, basically the buttons, you want to kind of pinch them where the little protrusions are and push the button through the panel and then just pull the wire with it. And then for the joysticks, you want to remove the screws from the joysticks and then use IPA to loosen the glue. And then carefully remove it. I didn't know about this, so I ended up tearing the underside of my control panel just a little bit. It'll be okay, but I wish I would have known about IPA a little sooner. And if you're asking what IPA is, it's isopropyl alcohol. I've been watching the YouTube channel called Tronics Fix, and this guy does amazing work repairing current and retro consoles and getting down to the circuit boards, replacing chips, replacing HDMI ports, all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of got me interested into looking into soldering myself for the projects. So I want to know, what do you guys think? Would you, do any of you guys have experience soldering? Should I start soldering on some of my projects? Let me know in the comments. Again, make sure to comment. Let me know what you guys think. I actually am caught up on all the comments, and there's 2 emails I got to respond to, but otherwise I'm caught up on everything. Be afraid. I'm actually getting very productive. So, but yeah, check out the Tronics Fix channel if you get a chance. And then also the other problem I've been having that kind of had me stuck on the arcade is I wanted to redo the graphics for it. The problem is that Game On Graphics, which I previously used for the marquee on the big arcade, they don't have a template for the 4-player tournament edition of NBA Jam. So I figured what I would do to help is I took that plexiglass and I flipped it upside down, and I got some contact paper from Home Depot, just some black contact paper. So I put the black contact paper face down and the plexiglass flipped over. You got to make sure to have the plexiglass flipped the opposite direction on the paper so it comes out right. And then I just basically use the plexi and a Sharpie to trace onto the tracing paper all the pattern. And then as you can see, I put the tracing paper, took the adhesive off the back, stuck it down to the panel, and then cut around the edges and stuff so it's, you know, it's even and everything. But now I have that piece of tracing paper, and I rolled it up and sent it to Game On Graphics so that they could make a template if they want to. I haven't heard back from them. I was hoping to, but yeah, I haven't heard back from them like, here's a template. So what I'll probably do is, just like my big arcade, I'll have the base be black, and then I'm going to add cut out photos and stuff underneath the plexiglass. So I think it's going to have the very same style as my big arcade machine. But yeah, so that's how I'm going to proceed with that. And basically, once I had that contact paper on the panel, then I just kind of rubbed and looked for where the holes were protruding, and then used a razor blade. But if you have an X-Acto blade, that'd be safer and more precise. But yeah, I just used that to cut all the holes out, and then was very careful around those two top switches that are sliding switches to not, you know, cut too much, just to get it just right. So yeah, that's the easy part of preparing this thing to be ready. Now the next steps that we're going to be doing is installing all the buttons and joysticks. And then after that, I think I'm going to do a separate video about planning the wiring before actually just getting in there and just wiring things up. So if you want to make sure to keep updated on what's going on, make sure you've checked out the Facebook channel or the Facebook page. That's where I normally will put like, hey guys, the video's coming soon, I promise, don't kill me, blah, blah, blah. I have Twitch that I'm going to try to start using for some live content, and then basically when it's done, I'll take the videos, remove them from Twitch, and put them up on the Patreon. And if you're running into an issue and you're just getting stuck and you want some help or some advice, go ahead and email me at mavericksarcade@gmail.com, and I'll see, possibly I may be able to help you out. But again, this video is more coming soon as my brain is starting to work more. I appreciate you guys hanging around and waiting for me. I promise there's more coming. So thanks for watching this video, making it to the end. I really do appreciate it, and we will see you in the next one.